Imagine you're at a crowded coffee shop. You point at a cake and say, "I'll have this." But the server looks confused. Did you mean the cake right in front of you, or the one at the other end of the display? This little mix-up showcases how crucial it is to use this, that, these, and those correctly. In this bustling setting, saying, "I'll have that chocolate cake" could clear up any confusion, ensuring you get exactly what you desire. Choosing the right word could mean getting the chocolate cake you want, not the lemon tart you don't. So, how do we choose correctly between this, that, these, and those? When we dive into the English language, the placement of objects and the flow of conversation dictate which demonstrative pronouns and adjectives we use. Let's start with this and these. These two are used for items that are physically close to us or topics that are currently being discussed. For instance, if you're holding a book in your hand, you'd say, "This is my book." If there are several books you're holding, you'd say, "These are my books." On the flip side, that and those point to objects that are not physically near or topics that were mentioned earlier. If you're pointing out a car across the street, you'd mention, "That is my car." And if there are several cars across the street, it would be, "Those are my cars." Remember, this and these for close or current, that and those for distant or past. Now, let's dive deeper into using these words as adjectives and pronouns. When this, that, these, and those are used right before a noun, they act as adjectives, helping to specify which thing or things we are talking about. For example, when someone says, "This car is fast," the word "this" helps to identify a specific car. Similarly, in the phrase, "Those cookies were delicious," those clarifies that we are referring to a particular set of cookies. This, these, that, and those demonstrative adjectives and pronouns. Used as adjectives, they agree with their nouns in number. They are the only adjectives to do this. This beach was quite empty last year. This exhibition will be open until the end of May. These people come from that hotel over there. What does that notice say? That exhibition closed a month ago. He was dismissed on the 13th. That night the factory went on fire. Do you see those birds at the top of the tree? This slash, these slash, that slash, those plus noun plus, of plus yours, hers, etc., or ands, etc., is sometimes for emphasis used instead of your, her, etc. Plus noun, this diet of mine, my diet isn't having much effect. That car of Anne's car is always breaking down. Remarks made with these phrases are usually, though not necessarily always, unfavorable. This, these, that, those used as pronouns. This is my umbrella, that's yours. A Practical English Grammar 14C. These are the old classrooms. Those are the new ones. Who's that? Man over there. Tilde. That's Tom Jones. After a radio program. That was the Concerto in C minor by Vivaldi. This is possible in introductions. Anne to Tom. This is my brother Hugh. Anne to Hugh. Hugh, this is Tom Jones. Telephone caller. Good morning. This is L.M. Tom Jones. I am is slightly more formal than this is, and is more likely to be used when the caller is a stranger to the other person. The caller's name plus here, Tom here, is more informal than this is. Those can be followed by a defining relative clause. Those who couldn't walk were carried on stretchers. This, that, can represent a previously mentioned noun, phrase, or clause. They're digging up my mad. They do this every summer. He said I wasn't a good wife. Wasn't that a horrible thing to say? This, these, that, those, used with ones. When there is some idea of comparison or selection, the pronoun ones is often placed after these demonstratives, but it is not essential except when this, etc., is followed by an adjective. This chair is too low. I'll sit in that one. I like this one best. I like this blue one. These blue ones. Whether they're adjectives or pronouns, these words help us specify and simplify our communication. Let's quickly recap what we've learned about these handy demonstratives. This and these indicate closeness, whether in time or space, while that and those refer to objects or ideas that are more distant. They can modify nouns directly or stand alone as pronouns, adapting to the number of items they refer to. A good tip is to always listen carefully to the context in which these words are used. This will guide you in selecting the appropriate demonstrative for any situation. Master these 4 little words, and you'll not only order cakes more effectively, but also enhance your everyday communication.